4 o'clock, so we're going to get started with our Rural Transportation Improvement TIP meeting. I want to welcome everybody. Welcome to the Yoakum District's Rural Transportation Improvement Plan virtual public meeting for the 2021 through 2024 program. My name is Jeffrey Van Clark, and I'm the Director of Transportation Planning and Development. With me here today is Rodney Speck, the Area Engineer for the Yoakum Area Office, Ryan Zimper, the Area Engineer for the Wharton Area Office, and Michael Brzezowski, the Area Engineer for the Victoria Area Office. We're here today to go over the projects to be included in the upcoming 2021-2024 Rural TIP. Today we will go over the counties in the Yoakum District and all the roads under the district's care. We will also review the basics of what is the Rural TIP and why it is important to you to be here with us today. We will explain how the projects included in the program are selected and classified in order to make the most of the program. Once you have an understanding of all of this, you will have the opportunity to review all the projects in the Yoakum District which are included in the 2021 through 2024 program, both the big projects and the small supporting projects. We will also go over funding, answering questions on where does the money come from for these projects and how it gets distributed. Lastly, we will outline all the options you have to comment on these projects and their priority. For today's safety topic, I'd like to share with you TxDOT's In the Street campaign. This campaign is about stopping the streak of fatal crashes on roadways in the state of Texas. There has been at least one fatal crash on a roadway in Texas dating all the way back to November 7th, 2000. November 7th, 2000 was the last day that there was not a fatal crash on a Texas roadway. Since then, there has been almost 67,000 people who have lost their lives on Texas roadways. We've had almost 19 years of daily deaths on Texas roadways. 747 people were killed in 2018 while speeding. 625 pedestrians were killed in 2018 in traffic crashes. The majority of all deadly crashes are due to mistakes drivers make, like texting and driving or drinking and driving. 403 people were killed in 2018 in distracted driving. In 2018, 1 out of 4 deaths were caused by drunk driving. Last year, 984 people who did not wear their seatbelts died in traffic crashes. Currently in 2020, we have had 965 fatalities statewide, and in the Yoakum District here, we've had 30 fatalities. These are just some of the numbers. How can we end the streak? Most crashes and fatalities are due to drunkenness, distracted driving, or failure to use your seatbelt. In other words, they're preventable. Ending the streak is in your hands. Here's what you can do. Buckle up. Seatbelts are your first line of defense. Drive the speed limit, or lower or slower depending on road and weather conditions. Never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Plan a sober ride home. When driving, put your phone away or set to Do Not Disturb. Here's what TxDOT is doing. We're engineering every road to be more forgiving of driver behaviors. Roadside rumble strips alert drivers if they start moving off the roadway. We use median barriers to prevent head-on collisions. We use technology like flashing LED signs and radar sensors to prevent wrong-way collisions. Driver education campaigns give drivers safety reminders. Let's end the streak together. Show your support for safer driving in Texas by reminding your fellow drivers of our shared responsibility. Use hashtag #InTheStreak on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media accounts. And remember, we're all on these roads together. The Yoakum District includes all of the counties shown on the map. Projects included in the 2021 through 2024 rural TIP are located in Dewitt, Lavaca, Gonzales, Fayette, Austin, Colorado, Wharton, Matagorda, Calhoun, Jackson, and Victoria counties. The Rural Transportation Improvement Program is a list of local projects to be funded in a TxDOT district over the next 4 years. This means all projects included in the list are expected to be underway within 4 years following its approval. These are the changes you can expect to go to contract in the near future. It is multimodal, which means that it can include projects relating to highways, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, transit services, and freight projects, as well as the preliminary studies used to define those projects. Rural TIP is meant to show a regional agreement on the need and priority of transportation projects, so all parties involved can be sure they are making the best investment for the community. It is also expected to be consistent with the projects and objectives included in the regional long-range transportation plans to ensure that all agencies are working towards the same goal. The Rural TIP is a part of a statewide transportation improvement program. Because the program rules are established by federal law, no project can receive federal funding unless it is listed in the Rural TIP. It is important for you to participate because funding secured by this process is intended to address your community's most immediate needs. By providing comments on the priorities of the projects included, you are helping us identify regional priorities. By reviewing the entire program in a single meeting, you are having a regional impact, helping us be more effective with your money, and ensuring that we are investing it where we should be. Rural transportation organizations, metropolitan planning organizations, and local governments are responsible for selecting projects within their boundaries. TxDOT, through the district office, is responsible for selecting all projects relating to the state transportation system and other national roadways. This includes interstates, state and U.S. highways, but most importantly, this can also include the farm-to-market and ranch-to-market roads you use every day. The projects you will review today should respond to local needs. It is our responsibility to provide you with the opportunity to provide input on which projects should be advanced. Once projects have been identified or defined, they are evaluated according to their scale and classified according to the funding they require as well as their potential impact. Big projects are categorized as regionally significant projects and are included as standalone items, like a new bridge over a river. To simplify this budgeting and planning process, smaller projects are lumped together into 11 separate subcategories referred to as grouped projects. Group projects include things like landscaping, safety lights, or new bicycle and pedestrian facilities. These grouping practices facilitates the federal funding of smaller projects, like pavement repair of a FM roadway. Next here, I'm going to show our area engineers that cover the Yoakum district. And first on the list is Rodney Speck. He's the Yoakum area engineer, and he's in charge of Dewitt, Gonzales, Fayette, and Lavaca counties. And he'll be the first one you'll be hearing from next, going over his projects. After that, you'll hear from Ryan Zemper. He's the Wharton area engineer, and the counties he's responsible for is Wharton County, Austin, Colorado, and Matagorda counties. And then following Ryan, we'll get to Michael Brzezowski, which is area engineer for the Victoria area office, and he's responsible for Victoria, Jackson, and Calhoun counties. I'd now like to turn it over to Rodney to go through his projects.
Thank you, Jeff. What we'll start with is, of course, there you see a map of Dewitt County and the projects kind of highlighted based on the fiscal year that they'll let, along with the any off-system road projects that'll let. What we'll first do is do Dewitt County, and then we'll go through the rest of the counties in alphabetical order. Okay, for Dewitt County, the first project is a district-wide seal coat project, and district-wide striping contract, which is around which lets in September of 2020. That project is on various locations throughout the entire district. I won't go into the individual details. The next project is on FM 236. It's a seal coat project, and it's from the Cuero city limits to the Victoria County line, and that lets in November of 2020. We also have another seal coat job on FM 2542, which is from FM 240 to US 87. That lets in November of 2020. Additional seal coat on FM 2816, which is from FM 240 to US 87, and also lets November of 20. And then the last one there is FM 3157, which is in Dewitt County, which is from FM 236 to the interstate maintenance. The next project you see there is the State Highway 72. It's a widening from a 2-lane highway to a 4-lane undivided. That one will let in December of 2020. The next project, State Highway 111, from 12th Street, which is the city limits, to State Highway 72. It's installed and upgrade the sidewalks. That project will let in May of 21. FM 108, Gonzales County line to State Highway 119. That will let in September of 2021. That will tie to a project we're currently working on in Gonzales County. There's another project there, and these will be, every year we have a placeholder for a district-wide striping job where we're trying to upgrade our stripe throughout the district. Again, it's another job letting in September of 21, which is a district-wide job. We also have 3 projects next on FM 2980. It's replacing structures at 3 different draws along there, and those are all let in September of 21. US 87, it's an ACP overlay project, and it's from State Highway 72 to the Guadalupe River Bridge, and that's an overlay set to begin December, or let in December of 21. We have another overlay on State Highway 72 from FM 240 to FM 237, and then another overlay continuing there from 240 to FM 2980, all letting in December of 21. Then we have 2 signal improvement projects, one at, both of them on State Highway 72, one at FM 240 and one at State Highway 119. Those both led in January of 2022. FM 951, South Fork, Queens, will be removing the bridge and replacing it. That lets in January of 2022. And then FM 766, remove the bridge and replace the approaches at the Guadalupe River on FM 766, lets in May of 22. We have US 77, rehabilitate the existing bridges. We currently have a project that will be starting this summer to redo the existing bridges there, as far as building a parallel structure next to it. This project will actually rehabilitate the truss and the other bridge there, the steel substructure there on the Guadalupe River relief. This other project, the rehabilitation, will let in September of 22. Going to the next page, the first one you see there is a district-wide job to upgrade sidewalks. That will be let in September of 2022. We have another job on FM 766, replace bridges and approaches at Golkey Creek. That lets in September of 22 as well. We have another large project on State Highway 72. This job will go from FM 237 to US 87 there in town in Cuero. It's the same project like we talked about earlier. It's adding 2 lanes to make a 4-lane undivided. That project will let in October of 2022. And we have another two bridges to replace on FM 240, one at a draw, or actually 2 at a draw, and then one at Clear Fork Creek, which is also both let in February of 2023. Another restore roadway or rehabilitate the existing roadway on FM 766 from Bellevue Cemetery Road to US 183. That will begin or let in May of 2023. FM 682, we have a replaced bridge and approaches at Tonquah Creek. That lets in July of 2023. We also have another bridge replacement on FM 239 at a draw, which is around Rimmel Road. That lets in July of 2023. Again, we have another job there, a placeholder for some sidewalks, install and upgrade sidewalks in September of 2024. We also have another rehab in FM 2542 from FM 240 to US 87. That lets in January of 25. Another install sidewalks and upgrade on various locations throughout the district. That lets us September of 2025. And then we have another construct, kind of tying in a new roadway to an existing on FM 240 at 0.8 miles south of US 87 to about a half a mile south of US 87. And that lets in January of 2040. Next, we'll move on to Fayette County. In Fayette County, same thing, there's the map, which kind of shows all the project locations. One thing in Fayette County, we do have a lot of off-system bridges coming up in the next couple of years. I'll kind of go through those as well. We'll get started on the list, which is the next screen there. Business 71 East at the Colorado River in LaGrange, we'll be constructing a new bridge downstream of the existing one. That lets in September of 2020. US 90, we have two jobs there, seal coat jobs. They're together from Elm Street all the way to FM 957. Have another seal coat job on Business 71 East there in LaGrange from State Highway 71 West to Evelyn Street in LaGrange. And then also a seal coat job on State Loop 222 there in Schulenburg from US 90 to US 77. Those all will let in November of 2020. We also have another job letting in November of 2020 is on I-10 in Fayette County from US 77 to the Colorado County line, westbound only. And then we have a job on FM 2238 from FM 956 to US 90. It's a seal coat job, lets in November. Another one on FM 3011 from Interstate Maintenance to FM 2145. And then FM 3171 from US 77 to FM 956. Those are all the seal coat. It'll be the same as that other job. They'll let in November of 2020. On US 77, there in LaGrange, Colorado Street, will be improving the traffic signal there, and also at Main Street. Those will let together in December of 2020. We'll be doing some bridge rehabilitation on I-10 there at Brooks Creek Relief and Brooks Creek. That is both northbound and southbound. That'll let in December of 2020 there on I-10. FM 609 will be completing the rehab there in Fayette County. That'll go from FM 2436 all the way to just north of FM 2237. That will let in February of 2021. US 90 will be doing a mill and inlay in town from 0.5 miles west of 95 to Elm Street in Flatonia. That will let in May of 21. And we have two jobs listed there. They'll be done simultaneously on State Highway 71 from the Bastrop County line to 0.7 miles west of Business 71, installing a cable barrier. That'll be very similar to what you see on the other end of 71 and also on I-10 up and down the corridor there in the Yoakum district, installing a cable barrier in the median to prevent traffic from having head-on collisions. The next project there is State Highway 159 from Cummins, there at Cummins Creek. We'll be replacing the bridge and approaches in April of 2021. US 90 will be installing sidewalks and upgrading facilities there from State Highway 95 south to 0.4 miles east of Elm Street. That'll kind of be in conjunction with the rehabilitation that we're doing there in Flatonia as well. FM 609, same thing. We just upgraded that roadway with an overlay. We'll be installing sidewalks there from I-10 all the way to US 90 as well. That's at the same time there in May of 21. State Highway 159, we'll be doing to rehabilitate the existing roadway from Business 71 East to State Highway 237. That will also let in June of 21. US 77 from FM 155 to 1.5 miles south of 155. We'll be rehabilitating the existing roadway. That's on the next page there. Also, State Highway 159 from Fayetteville, the Fayetteville pretty much the city limits. We'll be rehabilitating the existing road there in June of 21. We're replacing the County Road Bridge at Cummins Creek, County Road 230, Willow Springs Road in October of 21. Also, State Loop 543 from State Highway 71 west of West Point to State Highway 71 east of West Point. Be a seal coat job, letting in November of 21. There, County Road at Cedar Creek, which is remove and replace the existing bridge. That'll let in December of 21. US 77 and Business 71 East. It'll be a project together. We'll be upgrading the signals there at Business 71 East in LaGrange and 77, and then also at Business 71 East at Jackson Street in LaGrange, letting in January of 22. We'll have several off-system bridges. They're all let in January of 2022. The first one's on County Road 530 at Brushy Branch. Second one there is County Road 483 at Buckner's Creek on Old Smithville Road. County Road 477 on Old Smithville Road at Live Oak Creek. And then another one on Live Oak Creek at Parkersville Road. Again, those let in January of 2022. We have some on-system rehab or bridge replacements, FM 1295 at Mulberry Creek. That job will let in April of 22, along with FM 956 at Walker Branch. Those two will be replaced the existing bridges. We'll get into a few more off-system bridges here. At County Road 174 at Wurtster Creek at Halstead Road. Replace the bridge. County Road 595 at Big 5 Mile on Old Welder Road. County Road 702, Tynert Road at Pin Oak Branch, and then County Road 222 at Hall Creek. We'll be replacing those again in June of 2022. The next ones here are all going to be led in November of 22. Brushy Creek at Seidler Road, Middle Creek at Hullab Road, Bruno Road at Walker Branch. Those led in November of 22, and the next ones here will lead in December of 22. It's Rat House School Road at Criswell Creek, Anders Bottom Road at Williams Creek, and then Anders Bottom Road at White Creek. Again, those all let in December of 22. We also have another 4 bridges that will let in January of 2023. We have on Wallace Road, Buckner's Creek. And then on Rocky Creek Road, we have Rocky Creek. And then Wardo Blacktop Road is Pin Oak Branch. And then Bryant Road is Bee Creek. Then we get into some on-system bridges. On US 90, we have 2 locations at the West Navidad River and at Foster Creek. Those both led in March of 2023. We have a replace bridge and approaches, on FM 1115 at Peach Creek. That lets in May of 2023. And then very similar to what we're going to do in Dewitt County, we'll also do here in Fayette County on Business 71 East. Once the new bridge is being built downstream, we'll come back in September of 2023. It'll let to rehabilitate the existing truss there and get that back into a good condition. That will begin again, like I said, in September of 2023. Then on I-10 from Gonzales County line, FM 609, we'll put what we call our porous friction course over that. That lets in December of 2023. US 77 from Lee County line to State Highway 71. We have the plans, or working on plans to look at widening that roadway to a 4-lane divided highway. That will let in February of 2024. Also looking at replacing the bridge there on US 77 at Rabs Creek and Rocky Creek. That will let in February of 2024, the same time as that 4-lane divided project. And then we have FM 2145. That will be a rehabilitate the existing roadway from FM 1291 to US 77. And the last one on the list, which is currently not funded, is to expand IH-10 from FM 2672 to the Colorado County line, and that's adding 2 additional lanes to make that a 4-lane facility. That's currently set up to let in October of 2024. That's just a continuation of what's coming from Colorado County and Austin County as they're working on it right now. Next, we'll move into Gonzales County. Again, there's the map of all the projects in Gonzales County, all the way to 2025 and beyond, along with the off-system bridges. Here's the first map there, and then here's go through the list real quick. US 87, replace bridge and approach at Elm Creek and Rocky Creek. That's in November of 2020. Then we have several seal coat roadways, US 183 from FM 3282 to the Dewitt County line, FM 2067 from US 183 to Interstate Maintenance, FM 1296 from the Caldwell County line to FM 1115, and then FM 2091 from FM 1586 to US 90A, which also then keeps going on to Interstate Maintenance. Sorry about that. That is the district-wide seal coat for Gonzales County for November. That will let in November of 2020. We move down to US 90A, improved traffic signals there at Business 183. We're going to a couple of off-system bridges, County Road 210 at Sandy's Creek, and then County Road 384 at Draw. And then County Road 447 is also at another draw that's just north of Welder. Those all led in April of 21. US 183, install sidewalks and upgrade sidewalks. That's at for Middle Buster Road, which is there north of or just north of 90A to US 90A. We'll go to all the way down to Independence Park Road. That project will continue past 90A down to the park there. That will let in May of 2021. FM 794 from County Road 320 or 235, widen and install rumble strip. That goes all the way to US 90A, pretty much to the city limits there. We'll widen the roadway and install centerline rumble strips. Of course, there's a seal coat in there for FM 2814 that will let in November of 2021 from State Highway 97 Interstate Maintenance. We'll get back into some bridge work. FM 2067 at Denton Creek. That will let in April of 2022. We have a County Road bridge, a fairly large one there at the San Marcos River on County Road 232. Will let in July of 2022. Then we have another bridge there on US 90A at Clemens Creek, which lets in September of 2022. In October of 2022, we have a couple of bridges there, State Highway 97 at Red Branch, and then FM 108 at Brushy Creek and at Draw. Those again let in October of 2022. Another bridge letting in October of 2022 is FM 108 at 5 Mile Draw, or 5 Mile Creek and Draw. We have a fairly large project. The next two go together. State Highway 80 from US 90A to US 87 there in Nixon is a Construct Super 2, which is those passing lanes that we see on several of our roadways throughout the district. FM 794 will continue the rehabilitation in June of 2023 from US 90 all the way to that County Road 235. And then this is actually a continuation of the project we talked about a little bit earlier. State Highway 80 will continue there from US 98 all the way to the Guadalupe County line and construct that Super 2 lane. It just is out of place there a little bit. That lets in October of 2023. On I-10, we'll be doing another job to add the porous friction course, which is that hot mix that drains for us when you drive through it in the rain. You don't see the splatter or the kick up of the water. That will be from US 90 to the Fayette County line. Then we have US 183 from Caldwell County line to US 90A. We'll convert that from a 2-lane highway to a 4-lane divided. The tentative date for that is 2024. There is no funding for that of September 2024, but we're looking at it as we speak to see if that's a viable option. And then the last project we have on there is FM 1116 from US 87 to 5 miles north to US 87, rehabilitate that existing roadway in February of 2025. And the last project I'll be going, or last county I'll be going over in my area office is Lavaca County. Again, there's the map of Lavaca County along with all the projects that we'll be doing to 2025. And we'll go through the list here for them. First one there is a bridge replacement at Rocky Creek on US 77A. That will let in November of 2020. We'll get into the seal coat jobs for the year, or for next year, November of 2020. US 77A from Lay Street in Hallettsville to US 90A. State Highway 95 from Avenue F in Shiner to US 77A. FM 340 from FM 1295 to US 77A. FM 2543 from FM 318 to Interstate Maintenance. FM 2616 from FM 530 to Interstate Maintenance. A couple of off-system bridges, County Road 310 at Mustang Creek and County Road 245 at Draw. Those will be led in April of 2021, bridge replacements. US 90A, install sidewalks and upgrade sidewalks. This is pretty much in the limits we just finished there in Shiner as far as the overlay from Bain Drive to Church Street. Again, there's a seal coat job, FM 1680, letting in November of 21 from Gonzales County line to 0.5 miles north of FM 532. A couple of off-system bridges again, County Road 370 at Ponton Creek and County Road 461 at Draw. Again, replace bridges and approaches at those two, letting in December of 21. In January of 2022 on State Highway 111, we'll be replacing the bridge and approaches at Lavaca River and Lavaca River Relief. On US 90A, another bridge replacement at the Navidad River, letting in March of 22. And on State Highway 111 at Brushy Creek, we'll be letting a bridge replacement there in September of 2022. The next two there are, again, off-system bridges. The first one is County Road 376 at Mustang Creek. Next one is County Road 392 at Draw, just south of Sweet Home. Next one there, which lets in February of 2023, is FM 533. It's there in Shiner, replacing an existing bridge there, or box culvert. And then the last one there is a rehabilitate existing roadways on FM 530, which is 3.1 miles south of FM 2616 to County Road 124. That lets in January of 2024. With that, that concludes the projects for the Yoakum area, which is Lavaca, Dewitt, Fayette, and Gonzales County. At this time, Ryan Semper will come up and talk about the work there in his county.
Thank you, Rodney. As Rodney mentioned, my name is Ryan Semper. I'm the area engineer in the Wharton area office, and I will be going through the upcoming 4-year plan projects within my area office. And I will start off with Austin County, and on the screen you'll see a map of Austin County and all the projects highlighted on the map. And in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and skip the seal coat projects. They're part of our preventative maintenance program, part of our district-wide project. And in the interest of time, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and skip through those and just mention the others. To start with, first project we have in Austin County is on FM 1094, and actually you'll see two projects listed up there. It's part of one big project to add shoulders on FM 1094 from FM 109 to about 7.2 miles west of State Highway 36, and that project lets in October 2020. Next project we have is State Highway 159, and the limits are State Highway 36 to the Waller County line. Excuse me, that's a seal coat project. Next project we have is an improved traffic signal that lets in December of 2020 on State Highway 36 at FM 3013. Also letting in December of 2020 another improved traffic signal project, and it's located on State Highway 36 at Schmidt Road. Next project is an off-system bridge project on County Road 5098 on Mill Creek, and it lets in March 2021. Next project is County Road 5083 and at a draw, and it lets in June 2021. Next project also lets in June 2021 and is another off-system bridge project on County Road 5040 at a draw. And the final project is also an off-system bridge project that lets in June 2021. It's County Road 5085. Moving on to fiscal year 2022. We have a project on FM 331 consisting of replacing the bridge and the approaches at Mill Creek. It lets in October of 2021. Next project is another bridge replacement project on FM 1458 at a draw, and that also lets in October of 2021. Moving on to January of 2022, have two traffic signal projects on State Highway 36. One of those is located at State Highway 159 in Belleville, and the other is located on State Highway 36 at FM 1094 in Sealy. And the final project for fiscal year 2022 is a project on State Highway 159, and it consists of rehabilitating the roadway from FM 109 to the Fayette County line, and that project lets in April of 2022. Moving on to fiscal year 2024. We have a project on State Highway 36, and the project is widening the existing pavement to a 4-lane divided rural pavement section. It's part of a larger Houston district project, and the limits within Austin County are from the Fort Bend County line to FM 1952, just south of Wallace, and that lets in August of 2024. So moving on to Colorado County. We've got a map showing the project locations. Moving on to the list of projects. The first project identified up at the top is a project on Interstate 10. Limits are from the State Highway 71 flyover to the Colorado River, and that project is a PFC project, which is a permeable friction course asphaltic overlay. That's in November of 2020. Next project is also on I-10, and it's part of that same project, and the limits there are from Fayette County line to Hatterman Lane, and it also lets in November of 2020. Next project is on FM 102. It lets in November of 2020. Excuse me, that's a seal coat project, I'm sorry. I'll skip that one. Jumping down to the project listed there on Martin Luther Street. It's a sidewalk project where we're going to construct ADA compliant sidewalks on both sides of Martin Luther King Street from Rampart Street to Prairie Street. And it lets in August of 2021. Moving on to fiscal year 2022. We have a project on FM 1093, and it consists of restoring the roadway and adding shoulders. Project limits are from FM 3013 in Eagle Lake to the Wharton County line, and that project lets in September 2021. We have another PFC project on I-10 from Hatterman Lane to the State Highway 71 flyover. That lets in December of 2021. Next project is on US 90. Limits are Business 71F intersection in Columbus with US 90A, with US 90, and that's an improved traffic signal job, and that lets in January of 2022. Next project is on FM 109, and the limits are at Cummins Creek and Cummins Creek Relief. We'll be replacing both of those bridges. Project will let in February of 2022. Next project is US 90. The limits are Veterans Drive to Front Street, and we're going to be installing and upgrading the sidewalks within that stretch of roadway, and that lets in March of 2022. Moving on to fiscal year 2023, we have a project on US 90 where we're going to be replacing the Colorado River Relief Bridges 1, 2, and 3. They're on the east side of Columbus, and that project will let in September of 2022. Next project is State Highway 71 project from US 90 to the I-10 westbound frontage road. And that project is part of the larger I-10 project, and we'll be converting those two-way frontage roads to one-way frontage roads. That lets in September 2022, and that is part of the next project, next three projects, actually the next four projects, excuse me, where we'll be adding a lane in each direction for a 6-lane facility on Interstate 10 and converting two-way frontage roads to one-way. The overall limits of that particular project are from FM 2761 on the east end of Colorado County out to FM 2434 west of Columbus, and all of those projects let in September of 2022. Next project is an off-system bridge replacement on County Road 221 at West Sandy Creek. That project lets in November of 2022. Next job is on US 90. It consists of an ACP overlay, hot mix overlay on US 90 from just a little bit west of Legion Drive to Front Street, and that project lets in December of 2022. We have another ACP project. It's a mill and inlay on State Highway 71 that lets in December of 2022 on State Highway 71 from the I-10 frontage road to 0.5 miles south of Interstate 10. Moving on to the next slide. Next project is actually part of the previous project. It's also a mill and inlay of ACP on Business 71F from the Colorado River Bridge to Interstate 10, and that lets in December of 2022. Next project is FM 3013. It's a asphaltic overlay project from US 90A to Austin County line. It lets in December of 2022 as well. Next project is FM 806 to replace bridge and approaches at Ratliff Creek. It lets in March of 2023. Next project is also a bridge replacement project on US 90 at the Colorado River Relief, and that also lets in April of 2023. Moving on to Matagorda County. The next slide shows the map of Matagorda County and the relative location of all the projects. Moving on to the list of projects. The first 5 projects listed there are seal coat projects. The next job is on FM 616, and it's a safety treat fixed objects project on FM 616 from Jackson County line to State Highway 35. It lets in May of 2021. Next job is also a safety treat fixed object project on FM 457. Limits are FM 2611 to a little bit south of Marina Drive there in Sargent. It lets in May of 2021 as well. And the final job for fiscal year 2021 in Matagorda County is on FM 2611. It's a widened roadway and install centerline rumble strips, and the limits are from FM 457 to the Brazoria County line. That project lets in May of 2021. Moving on to fiscal year 2022, we have an install and upgrade sidewalks project on State Highway 35. The project limits are Bayou Drive to 12th Street. That's in March of 2022. Also letting in March of 2022, we have a county off-system bridge on County Road 199 bridge replacement project at Willow Dam Slough. And the final FY 2022 project is on FM 521, and it consists of replacing the bridge and approaches at Caney Creek. It lets in May of 2022. Moving on to fiscal year 2023, we have two projects on State Highway 35. They're both asphalt overlay projects. They both let in February 2023. Limits on those projects are from FM 1468 to FM 1095. And the other project is from FM 616 to Business 35 in Palacios. Next project is the fiscal year moving on to fiscal year 2024, we have a project on FM 1301. Limits are from FM 1728 to the Brazoria County line, and that project consists of adding shoulders. It will let in March of 2024. And finally, an FY 2025 project on FM 1728 consists of rehabilitating the existing roadway. It will let in February 2026, and the limits are from a little bit south of FM 1301 to State Highway 35. Next slide shows Wharton County, the map and the projects that we have scheduled for it. And moving on to the list of projects, starting up at the top, we've got 3 bridge replacement projects on off-system bridges that all let in September of 2020. The locations are County Road 252 at West Bernard Creek, County Road 426 at a draw, and then County Road 1151 at West Bernard Creek. Next project is on US 90A, and it is also part of our district-wide seal coat job. Actually, the next 6 projects are part of our district-wide seal coat for FY 2021. So I'll move on down to FM 647, and that's a bridge replacement project on FM 647 at East Mustang Creek that lets in February of 2021. Next 3 projects are off-system bridges that all let in April of 2021. The locations are County Road 403 at Willow Creek, County Road 407 at Draw, and County Road 465 at Jones Creek. And again, those let in April of 2021. Moving down to the next project, FM 1301 from State Highway 60 in Wharton to US 59. We're going to be extending a road on a new location, basically from Business 59 there in Wharton to US 59. And that project lets in May of 2021. Next job is on US 90A. It consists of safety treating fixed objects. Limits are Colorado County line to State Highway 60, and that lets in May of 2021. And the final job for FY 2021 is on FM 2765, and that consists of safety treating fixed objects. Project limits are from just west of New Braunfels Avenue to Business 59 South. Jumping to fiscal year 2022, first project is a project on State Highway 60 consisting of an asphalt overlay. It lets in October of 2021, and those limits are from US 59 to FM 1301. Next job is also on State Highway 60, also lets in October of 2021, and the limits are from US 90A to FM 2919 there in East Bernard. Next project is on US 59. It is an asphalt overlay project using PFC. It lets in November of 2021, and the limits are from FM 961 to Business 59 South, north of El Campo. Next job is on FM 2546. Excuse me, that's another seal coat project. Those limits are from State Highway 71 to the end of maintenance. Next job is State Highway 60. Consists of replacing the bridge and approaches at Middle Bernard Creek. And that job, that's in December of 2021. Next job is on State Highway 60, and it's an improved traffic signal project. Location is FM 102 in Wharton. That's in January of 2022. Next two projects are off-system bridge projects that led in March of 2022. The locations are County Road 448 at a draw and County Road 424 at a draw. Next job is also an off-system bridge replacement that lets in, actually the next four projects are off-system bridge projects letting in July of 2022. Locations are County Road 267 at Colorado Draw, County Road 268 at Eagle Branch, County Road 252 at West Bernard Creek Relief, and County Road 252 at a draw. Moving on to fiscal year 2023, got a project on Business 59 South. Limits are from US 59 in El Campo on the south end of El Campo to the north end of El Campo on US 59. Consists of a milling and inlay. It's an asphalt project, and it lets in October of 2022. Also letting in October of 2022, we have a mill and inlay, another mill and inlay asphalt project on State Highway 71. Limits are from 2765 to Business 59 South. And then the next project listed there is a continuation of that project. Limits are from Business 59 South to US 59. Jumping down to FM 653, we have a project where we're going to be reconstructing FM 653 from 71 to Business 59 there in El Campo. We're going to be constructing a curb and gutter section, installing new underground storm sewer, and installing sidewalks. And that project will let in November of 2022. Next job is on FM 1300. Consists of a bridge replacement at Goldenrod Creek. That's in May of 2023. Also letting in May of 2023, we have a bridge replacement project on FM 1160 at West Mustang Creek and West Mustang Tributary. Moving on to fiscal year 2024, we have several US 59 projects listed. All three of the ones listed are part of the expansion to of US 59 to an I-69 interstate corridor. First project listed there, limits are from about a quarter of a mile north of FM 102 to 1 mile south of FM 961. Next project limits are from State Highway 60 to a quarter mile north of FM 102. Both these projects are part of one large project, and that lets in September of 2023. Next job is US 59, and it's also upgrading US 59 to I-69 interstate standards. And limits are FM 961 to Business 59 north of El Campo. That's in April of 2024. Next job is on US 90A, and it's adding 2 lanes for a 4-lane undivided roadway. Limits are from the Colorado County line to the Fort Bend County line. And the next job is on US 59. It's part of the expansion of US 59 again to I-69 interstate standards. It lets in February 2025, and that limits of that are from Business 59 south of El Campo to the Jackson County line. And with that, that concludes the projects in the Wharton area office. I will turn it over now to Michael Brzezowski, the Victoria area engineer.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to be going over the projects for the TIP meeting in the Victoria area office. Again, I'm Michael Brzezowski. Thank you, Ryan, for the introduction. We're going to start off, or as you can see, this is the map of Calhoun County with highlighted the projects over the next 4 years, well, from 2021 through 2025. We'll start off on the list. I'm going to skip the first 5 projects on there are the district-wide seal coat projects that we'll let in November of 2020. So really the first project we'll get into, we've got in December of 2020, looks like we're going to be improving 2 traffic signals in Calhoun County. The first one's on 238 at Cedar Street in Port Lavaca. And the second traffic signal is at State Highway 35 and FM 3084. Moving on to February of 2021, we're going to be replacing a bridge and approaches at Coloma Road at Draw. And then in July of 2021 on FM 1593, this project right now, it's shown as an overlay from the Jackson County line to State Highway 35 to the intersection. We're actually looking at, we're in discussions right now on possibly doing a widening in front of Formosa from State Highway 35 to just north of Gate 8. Looking at possibly expanding that to a 7-lane section through that location. But as we show it, it's shown as an overlay. Moving on to fiscal year 2022. Looks like we have a ACP overlay project on State Highway 185. This goes from the Victoria County line to State Highway 35. And then fiscal year 2023. Looks like we're going to be doing, this project actually lets in September of 2022. We'll be doing some road improvements in the Guadalupe Delta WMA on Mission Lake Road. And then fiscal year 2024, this project lets actually in September of 2023. It's going to be a combined project. We're going to be doing some more road improvements in the Guadalupe Delta WMA on Haynes Bay Road. And then we're also going to be seal coat driveways and parking lots. We're going to at the Perrier Bass Hatchery in the Guadalupe Delta. And then fiscal year 2025, this project lets in April of 2025. It's like State Highway 35. It's going to be a rehab and resurface roadway. And again, that's State Highway 35 from FM 1593 to the Jackson County line. Okay, with that, we will move on to Jackson County. Right there, you can see the map of the rural tip Jackson County projects. And now we'll move forward with the list. The first project we have upcoming this October of 2020 is a restoring roadway or a rehab on FM 710 north of Ganado. That project goes from just north of US 59 out to County Road 260. From there, I think I counted them, we have 9 seal coat roadways, a big seal coat project for which will be letting in November 2020 for Jackson County. I'm not going to go through every one of those, but we'll skip down to looks like February of 2021. We're going to be replacing the bridge and approaches at the Lavaca River on Sells Road, otherwise known as Low Water Road in Jackson County. And then looks like May of 2021 on State Highway 35, we have a safety treat fixed objects where we come in and redo the driveways and pour the sloped ends and any cross structures. This project's going to go from State Highway 172 south to the Calhoun County line. And then in July of 2021, we're going to be replacing bridge and approach on County Road 446, which is Hicks Road at Lunis Creek. And then July of 2021 again, we have an ACP overlay, and this is part of the same project that I mentioned in Calhoun County, the overlay project on 1593. The Jackson County portion is gonna extend from the Calhoun County line and extend all the way to the city of Lolita. It's just south of Walnut Street. Moving on to the projects for fiscal year 2022. All three of these projects let in November of 2021. The first one is about a 19-mile ACP overlay and pavement repair project on State Highway 111. And that project extends from FM 3131, just outside of Edna, all the way to the Matagorda County line. And then the next project is a rehabilitate existing roadway, a rehab on FM 822. And that project extends from Cypress Street in Edna out to County Road 112. So it'll be through town and then north of 59 to County Road 112. We'll move forward to the fiscal year 2023 projects, and both of these projects let in November of 2022. In this project, it's FM 616. It's going to be a restoring roadway, it's going to be a rehab, and it's basically from Vanderbilt, which is right around just east of FM 234, and it's going to extend out to County Road 325, which is also known as Inez Road. And then fiscal year 2024 projects, we have these projects are letting in October of 2023. It's a large overlay project. It's approximately 22 miles long, and it's on State Highway 172. And it's going to extend from South Loop 522 in Ganado, and it's going to go through Ganado all the way to State Highway 35. And then letting in January of 2024, this project is a grade separation or an overpass, and that overpass is going to be located at State Highway 35 at State Highway 172 there at Weed Haven. And then fiscal year 2025 projects. This first one lets in December of 2024, and it is a PFC project. It'll be a overlay project on US 59 with the porous friction course, and it's on US 59, and it's going to extend from FM 710 all the way to the Wharton County line. So from where we're leaving off with the current project at 710, it'll go to east towards Wharton County line. And then March of 2025, we have a rehabilitate roadway or rehab project on FM 3131. That's going to extend from State Highway 111 to FM 1593. And now we will move forward with the Victoria County projects. And again, there's the map with the associated projects highlighted for their with the fiscal year. Moving forward with the projects, the first four projects listed are the seal coats for that will be letting for our district-wide seal coat project in November of 2020, and I will not get into those. So February 2021, we have County Road 150. We're going to be replacing the bridges and approaches, which is otherwise known as Fortran Store Road, and this will be at Haynes Flat Creek. And then we have March of 2021. We're going to be improving the traffic signals on Business 59 at Azalea Street. That's right there at the HEB off of Rio Grande. And then July of 2021, it's also going to be on Business 59, which is Rio Grande. And this is going to be, we're going to be installing a raised concrete island barrier and sidewalks. And this is going to extend from Sam Houston Street, or from Sam Houston all the way to Navarro. So similar to what we're going to be starting on Navarro here in the next couple months, doing the raised median. This is a project that's going to be happening, similar type construction on Business 59. July of 2021, we're going to be replacing bridge and approach on Black Bayou Road at Draw. And then August of 2021, this project is going to be on US 59 between US 87 and State Highway 185. And it's going to be a continuation of one-way frontage roads for future I-69 corridor. We're basically going to be extending the existing frontage road, which is on the north side of 59. We're going to be connecting those, and then rehabbing what the frontage roads that are existing, rehabbing those, and then converting those to one-way. And with that, we'll be constructing signals at both the frontage road and US 87 and the frontage road and State Highway 185. Moving on with our fiscal year 2022 projects. First one lets in December of 2021, and this project is on Loop 463, and it's going to extend between Business 59 and Lone Tree Road, and we're going to be adding 2 lanes for a 4-lane undivided highway. Right there, it's kind of a pinch point. We have 2 lanes, a lane in each direction. We're actually going to be widening that to have 2 lanes in each direction and widen the bridge. In February of 2022, this project, we're going to be replacing bridge and approaches at County Road 110 at Arnold Draw, otherwise known as Raven Road. June of 2022, we got 2 projects. There's going to be 2 bridges on FM 1686. First bridge is going to be at a draw, and the second one is going to be at Lone Tree Creek, where we will be replacing those bridges. Fiscal year 2023, first project is a seal coat on FM 444. Next project is April of 2023. This project is on US 59, and it's on the, I guess you'd say, the west side of town. It's going to extend between Business 59T and actually Business 77 South. We're going to be adding 2 lanes for a 4-lane divided section, which is a future I-69 corridor. And then also in April of 2023, it's kind of part of it's a different project, but it's on the same area. It's US 77, and it's going to extend from 236 to Business 59T. And it's also the same type of project, adding 2 lanes for a 4-lane divided. So that basically goes between 236 through the Allo area to where Business 59 ties in. Next project lets in May of 2023. This is FM 237. We're going to be rehabilitating the existing roadway and adding shoulders. That project extends from the Dewitt County line to FM 236. And then in June of 2023, we have looks like 5 county road bridges that we'll be completing, that we will be replacing. Let's see, the first one is at Old Goliad Road at Dry Creek, County Road 134. The second one is Henderson Road at Lone Tree Creek, which is also known as County Road 117. The next one is Guadalupe Road at Draw. Next one is Colettoville Road at Dry Creek. And the next one is Benbow Road at Garcetas Creek. Moving on to the fiscal year 2024 projects. Looks like the first project lets in October of 2023. This project's on US 59, and it's at Skytop Road, which is just south of FM 1686. It's the railroad. It's the bridge that on 59 that goes over the railroad bridge. We're actually going to be looking to replace that bridge in the approaches. Right now it's a narrow bridge, looking to widen it and add shoulders to those to that bridge. In November of 2023, we have a project letting on US 77. It's about a 13-mile ACP overlay project, and it's going to extend from Spur 91 south to the Refugio County line. And then looking at fiscal year 2025, we got letting in October of 2024. We have a project on State Highway 185. It's going to be an ACP overlay project, which will extend from US 59 to the Calhoun County line. And then in December of 2024, we have a project. We're going to be adding 3 lanes. It's actually on 236. Currently, 236 is a 2-lane roadway, 1 lane in each direction. We're actually going to be looking at adding 3 lanes to that roadway for a 4-lane undivided with a continuous left-hand turn or left turn lane. That's going to extend from US 77 north to FM 237. And then this next project, currently it's unfunded, but we are currently looking at schematic and pursuing it. And it's actually a US 59 upgrade project to a rural freeway. It's going to extend from FM 1686 in Telfiner to the Jackson County line. It's a rather large project. As you can see, it's projected around $240 million project for that I-69 upgrade project. But with that, that is my 3 counties and the projects we have on the tip. So thank you for your time, and I'm going to pass it back over to Jeff.
All right, thank y'all. As y'all can see, our workload over the next 4 years is pretty heavy. Lots of projects, a lot of good projects for the area. So the rural tip functions has a budget list for the district. As such, it is physically constrained. Like the budget of a household, the rural tip has to be realistic about the amount of money available to cover all the needs. Frequently, we identify more improvements than we have money to implement. This means prioritizing according to those items that are most necessary. We've discussed the list, but where the money comes from. Funds can come from 3 main sources. 1, the federal government through the establishment of the Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, or MAP 21. The federal government allocates these funds through the processes established by the Federal Highway and Transit Administration. 2, TxDOT, like the federal government, also allocates a section of our budget for these projects through the Unified Transportation Program's 12 funding categories. And 3, the local governments. Once the need has been identified and the amount of the federal monies has been defined, the rural tip helps local governments assess the funding requirements to match those of the federal and state government and their capacity to meet them. Now, after you review and comment on these projects, what is next? The timeline above illustrates the rural tip process and where we are right now. Once your comments have been collected and considered, if necessary, the district will provide TxDOT with a revised rural tip for approval and integration into the statewide document. The statewide transportation improvement program is built from the rural tip of all the 25 districts in the state, as well as the transportation programs from all the MPOs. The timeline above shows where the rural tip process fits in this larger effort. Once the STIP is approved by the federal government, everyone's projects are funded and becomes one step closer to getting on the ground. Now that you are familiar with the program, we want to hear what you think. To submit a formal comment, fill out a comment card that can be found on this meeting website at txdot.gov, or if you do not have internet access, contact us at 361-293-4381 during regular business hours to request one. You can fill out a comment card and mail it back to us at TxDOT, Yoakum District, Attention Rural Tip at 403 Huck Street, Yoakum, Texas 77995. Or you can also email your comments to myself at Jeffrey, Jeffrey, @VinClark@txdot.gov. Comments must be postmarked or otherwise received by May 11th, 2020. If after today you would like more information or have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our district's webpage for updates. Remember that you can go to txdot.gov to search for the hearing and meetings schedule to find Yoakum's Rural Transportation Improvement Program meeting, and there you will find this presentation, project maps, and project information. If you wish to discuss this information with your family or friends, please direct them to the website. Just remind them to make sure they send any comments before May 11th, 2020. That concludes our presentation is part of today's virtual public meeting. If you have a question and you have joined from your computer, please raise your hand feature in the participants panel to the right side of your screen, or enter your question into the chat box. If you have called in, please dial *6, and we will unmute you when it's your turn to speak. With that said, I'll be looking if we have any hands come up, or we'll try to unmute the callers.
Okay, we have the first question from Robert Nelson. Bay City met with TxDOT last year, and I don't see any of the projects we discussed on the list. Can you provide an update on the status of those projects?
Yes, Mr. Nelson. This is Ryan Simper. Yes, we are still considering those requests. They're under consideration. You're correct. They didn't make it to the 4-year plan, but as I mentioned, those projects and those requests are still being considered.
Okay, the next one is from Mitch Thames. Will there be an opportunity? Matagorda County has turned its request for work on several locations. The request I've asked Paul about was a signal traffic study for the city of Bay City, Highway 35 and more.
Yes, Mr. Thames. A traffic signal study was completed recently on State Highway 35, and the timings were optimized within the past 2 years. Again, we'll consider your request, and I'll discuss it with Paul and looking to that again. But like I said, we have optimized those signals within the past 3 years. So, but we will look into it again.
Okay, Daryl Fowler, I see you raised your hand. Can you do the *6 to see if you can talk?
Mr. Fowler, we think you're unmuted. Can you speak, please?
Ryan, could I have been unmuted?
I think you're unmuted now.
Okay. Ryan, this is Mitch Thames again, calling on behalf of County Judge Nate McDonald. Now, I understand that the signal lights in the last 3 years, but I don't know if it's power outages or what that really puts a burden on the traffic through town. It's getting to the point now with the additional traffic of Tenaris, 600 trucks a day. Something that we studied probably last year is still not going to be optimal. What we're really asking for is, and I think Paul's very aware, what I'm really looking for is a long-term solution with connectivity with traffic signals to move large amounts of traffic through a narrow corridor in downtown Bay City. So we'll make another meeting with you, and this time I'll have everybody. I'll have commissioners and the judge, the mayors. We'll make another point at this. I don't know if that's safety money or not. The other thing that I want to bring to your attention is the terrible number of wrecks in Markham, Texas at the intersection of 35 and 1468 North. That intersection, you redid it several years ago to eliminate multiple wrecks a month, and that has not reduced the number of wrecks. So the county judge, Nate McDonald, specifically wanted me to put this on your list. That hopefully that's safety money and not a part of this TIF funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Yes, the good news on FM 1468 at State Highway 35 is we have a project that's actually ongoing as we speak. Consists of overlaying 35 from 1468 all the way through Bay City. Another piece of that project is installing a signal at that particular intersection. Anticipate that work to be started in June and hopefully finished shortly thereafter. So it's our hope that that will address the accidents that are occurring at that intersection. So there is some good news on that front.
Excellent. That's great news. I'll report that to the judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Fowler, you had a question. I don't know if you could ever get through.
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can.
All right, I'm sorry. My question was pertaining to Proposition 1 funds and the lower price of oil and expected lower collections on severance tax. Y'all have a lot of confidence in those Proposition 1 paid projects beyond this biennium?
That's a good question. And I don't know if we all have the answer here today. I think there's a lot of speculation out there, and I probably won't speak too much to that because we really don't know at this point in time how that's going to impact us. But we definitely are thinking about it. And I guess we'll see where it takes us over the next few months. But we definitely think there probably will be an impact.
Yeah. And do you see a conclusion to, in our county anyway, the 72 project that's going to contract letting soon?
No, at this point in time, we're moving forward with both of those 72s. The first one, I think, lets the end of this year. And we've acquired all the right-of-way and moved the utilities. It's going well. Okay. And the next one, we will start acquiring right-of-way towards the end of this year. So that project's on schedule as well. So at this point in time, and again, you don't know what the future brings, but at this point in time, those two projects, we're moving forward as is.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's all I had.
Hey, Blake, this is Michael Brzezowski. Yeah, so I have that. We've been discussing on that section through town, basically from the railroad tracks, I think just to south of Southern Street. Me and Jeff have been actively talking about it, and something that we've listed as a high priority on our 4-year plan, and we're hoping to move around some ideas of seeing how we can come in and do some type of repair to the concrete pavement underneath where it's shifting so bad and we can feel the joints. But yes, we do have the overlay upcoming in the next couple of years, but we are looking at what we can do for the actual downtown area to address that concrete pavement.
Do we have any other questions or comments?
Uh, Blake Petros just said, please let me know if there's anything we can do to help move that along for the Ganado project. Okay, I have another question from Daniel Landrew. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I work for B&B Roadway, manufacturer of warning gates and resistance barriers. We are working partnered with another company for developing wrong-way detections for on-ramps and off-ramps. Is this of any interest? We are working partners with another company for developing wrong-way detection for on-ramps and off-ramps. Is this of any interest?
I think our safety program, I mean, we have a 4-year safety program now, and we definitely, we look at those. We don't have a lot being a rural district, but I do recall a couple of those. So I think that is an initiative we look at and something we can look at on our future safety jobs. Daniel, if you want to go ahead and email us your contact information, that's something we can look at. Appreciate it. Daniel, I think you asked another question about who. I think just put it on the comment card to us and put y'all contact information, and we can reach out to y'all. Since there are no more questions, this meeting is adjourned. It's 5:34 p.m. Thank you for your interest and participation. Have a good evening.